Alright, so we're against a rogue, and this rogue is actually Dart, who's a really good player. And also a medical student, in case you didn't know, Kappa. So against rogue, Darkbomb is pretty good because they like to run 3/3s like SI and Earthen Ring, although Earthen Ring's not as common anymore. Mistress of Pain, it's not going to do like great things for us, but aggro rogue has been making a comeback. Chalky likes to use it, and Mistress of Pain is excellent in that matchup, so I think it's worth keeping just for that alone. And it's not like it's going to be better in the, like, it's at its best in your opening hand anyway. Mistress is, so you might as well keep her. And plus, rogue is pretty much going to be doming us with their weapon in the early stages anyway, so it is kind of a damage matchup. So it's good to be able to chip away at them and at the same time negate the chip damage that they do to you. So we just dagger and passes, so it's probably not aggro rogue, probably your standard oil rogue. And we tap and then heal up with Mistress. Okay, he coins, so maybe this is going to be a teacher or a shredder. Oh, he preps, so maybe this is going to be sprint. Edwin, he makes a big Edwin. Interesting. And tinkers. So he's got a 9/6 Edwin, and he doesn't go face, he goes for the Mistress. So Mistress soaked up 5 damage essentially, which is really great. So to keep note of that for later, Mistress is pretty good against rogue, I would think. At least it was in this situation. Now, we don't have Big Game Hunter, but luckily we did have the double Darkbomb. If we didn't have that, we would have had to wait until turn 6 to get rid of Edwin, probably, which might have been he might have killed us by then. So it was a 2-for-1, sort of, but he prepped to get out the Edwin, so not really. And he just fans. That's actually pretty good for us because our obvious turn 5 play here is going to be Belcher, and now he can't fan unless he has a second one. Fan and then hit to kill the front end of the Belcher. So he saps instead. It's good to get the saps out early. And he's going to SI our face. So he used both Dark Bombs. We can't Dark Bomb the SI, but that's fine. I suppose the question here is Thaurissan or Belcher. Thaurissan fits our mana better, and I almost always pick the play that is more mana efficient. And we do have good Thaurissan targets in our hand. We got the Arcane Golem and the Faceless. So again, he's faced with a 5 health minion that he has to kill with a 4 health, with a 4 damage dagger. So it's once again creating some tension for him, which is what we want. He Blade Flurries, I assume just so that he can dagger up and kill that way. So that was pretty awkward for him. That was not a strong Blade Flurry. And he's running a little low on cards. He's at 4 cards, which isn't that many for rogue. Now here, we can Hellfire to clear the 3/3. But then we have nothing left with our turns to do with our mana that turn. So instead we're going to tap. And we're going to play the more expensive Sludge Belcher so that later we can fit in the 4 mana Belcher. It does give away more information this way, because now he knows that we have 2 Belchers and we played the second one since he sapped the first one, but I don't think information is nearly as important as mana considerations. Again, we can Hellfire. It's a bit better this time because we can follow up with the 4 mana Belcher. And if we played the 5 mana Belcher, we would have been stuck doing a Imp Gang Boss instead, so it already paid off. Now he's already used, okay, he's going to sprint. So that's not really either good or bad for us. It's bad news in that he was running low on cards and now he isn't anymore. It's good news in that we have initiative, so we can take this free turn to heal ourselves up and develop the board. we're feeling pretty safe now, which is good against Rogue. Once they get, after they sprint, they can do so much burst damage. He's already used 1 prep and 1 tinkers, so feeling a little bit better. But just the fact that we have a Belcher on board and we got ourselves up to 22 means we can play pretty freely now. We don't have to be afraid. Second prep. And second sprint. So I believe this will put him in exactly 10 cards. So basically at this point in the game, you need to play around everything that Oil Rogues have, because anything he could have, he probably will have. Goes with a Thalnos, Backstab, Fan maybe? No, SI. Okay. So he actually ends the turn with our board better than his board still, which is great. Now what do we do here? We can Implosion something. Actually, we need to count our damage. So this is 4, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, plus 3 is 22. Yeah, we have lethal. So I'm pretty high in Legends, so I'm going to make sure every game counts. I don't want to make any stupid mistakes. I'll double and triple count my damage. This is not BM, I promise. And we queue up the lethal.